What's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm going to share with you one of the most valuable audits that you can do in your personal life, in your business, whatever. This is going to have the highest ROI impact on your financial future of anything that I've ever shared with you before. So if you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you want to make more money, you want to build a business that you love and you don't grow to hate over the years, then listen up, because this is the business systems audit that will double your business in the next 6 months. I promise. Okay, here's how we do it. First, we need to understand that there's a life cycle, there's a customer journey that every customer is going through. Regardless of what type of product or business or service that you have, every customer has a journey. And we want to map out that journey from beginning until end in as much detail as we can. And then once we have those steps, we can then analyze and ask ourselves, are we executing that step as effectively as we possibly could? Now, I'm gonna give you the framework that I think through. This is 9 steps. This is the 9-step business audit. I promise you, if you look at this and you identify what is your constraint, what is the single weakest link in your business, the thing that is causing the throughput to clog, you find that constraint, and you remove it, and you systematically do that through these 9 steps, you are going to double your business in the next 9 months. In fact, my guess is in a lot of cases with most businesses, there is 1 or 2 clogs in their business that once those are removed, growth flows so effortlessly. So let's take it from the top. The number one thing, or not the number one thing, but the first step in this business audit, as we're thinking about what's the user's journey, it starts with awareness. We have to make people aware that we exist, that we have a product or a service that can serve them. You can't save souls in an empty church. We've said this so many times in the past, right? So number one is somebody has to become aware that you as a business exist. And we do this in all sorts of ways. We put out content, this is through advertising, right? But we're trying to raise awareness. The second step is consideration. So once they're aware of us, it's one thing for them to see a piece of content on Instagram, right? They see our video and they're aware now that we exist, but they aren't necessarily considering us as a viable option, somebody that they maybe want to do business with. So this is the next step. They're escalating. And now they're thinking, I'm aware of you, Anthony, as a product or service that might be able to help me. And now I'm actually considering, I'm going to your website, I'm looking at what you offer, and I'm starting to see if maybe I want to work with you. Now, this usually leads to some sort of sales conversion cycle, right? So if we start with the awareness, we get people aware that we exist, we get them to consider. That usually has them going to our website, to a landing page, to an email list that's nurtured them, and now they're ready to consider buying. This is where we go to the conversion step. So step 3 is conversion. Step 1, awareness. Step 2, consideration. Step 3, conversion. At the conversion step, this is where we go into sales mode. And if you have a product or service that sells itself through a landing page or a VSL, then this is where we dial in that marketing message, right? If we're doing a one-on-one strategy call or a sales call or an audit of some sort individually, this is where we're working on our sales skills. Now, if you suck at sales and you don't love the idea of pitching yourself and what you do, I recommend you get out of business, because that's all you're ever going to be doing as the founder, is selling yourself to other people, selling yourself to your team, to your vendors, to your partners, selling your vision for what you believe the world could be and how your product can make it better. So if you don't want to do that, I think you're in the wrong game. But if you do want to do that and you want to learn how to do it better, I did a podcast recently where I laid out my 9-step sales script. Go check that out. That will make you 7 figures easy. It will increase your conversion rate. So right now, if you're not doing between 30 and 40% conversion on your sales call, you need to go consume that piece of content. You need to dial it up, because you should be doing at least 30 to 40%. Okay. So we have awareness, we have consideration, we have conversion. Now they decided to purchase from us. Now the next step in the user life cycle is onboarding. And 90% of the experience your customer is going to have, like the opinions they form of the quality of your product or service, your business, is formed in that first 24 to 1 week period after they purchase. So the onboarding, how do we get them into the system as effectively as possible to lay out what are the next steps that they can expect, and then how do we get them results as quickly as possible? That is going to determine the overall opinion and satisfaction that they have with your product. And that leads to the fifth step, which is activation. Activation is what happens when the person starts using the product or the service to start getting the results, right? That's what we want for them. A lot of people will buy a product, they'll take a course, they'll get a coach, they'll work with the CPA, but they won't activate in that they're not actually using the software, the thing, for the thing that they purchased it for. You've probably done this too. I do this all the time. I buy a software, I have all the intention in the world of using, it looks really great, and then 6 months go by, I tinkered with it maybe for an hour, but I never actually fully implemented it into my system. So I never got the results that it could have delivered, right? I didn't activate. So we need to activate the user, and that's the onboarding process. That's the goal of it, at least. It's to get them into the system and get them activated. Because if we can do that, then our product or service should be able to deliver a result to them. And if they do that, then they're going to be very happy, which leads them to the sixth step in the cycle, which is retention. Now, if the person has had a great onboarding experience and they have activated and they're starting to get results, it's very easy to retain them. But if the product isn't delivering, if they're not activating, it's very hard to retain them. Now, you can go out there and you can just churn through more and more people, get more awareness, more consideration, and keep working on your conversion cycle, keep improving those things, and you can grow a business. But if you are churning through the majority of your customers and you're not able to retain them, if you have a software as a subscription or you have some kind of recurring revenue stream, if you can't get them to come back into perpetuity and increase the lifetime value of that customer, you're gonna have a very hard time growing your business and scaling sustainably. You're gonna be on a hamster wheel and it's gonna start grinding you down at a certain point. So we really wanna focus on getting people the results so that we can retain them, get them coming back again and again and again into perpetuity. But we wanna look at what are our retention systems? What are we doing for reaching out to customers to encourage them to continue being a customer, right? To keep buying from us. And that's where having a customer success manager is very, very valuable, just to make sure people are aware that they are in fact getting the results that they want, and if they're not, that we can do something about that proactively to what's the word that I'm looking for? Interfere? No, we can, there's a word for it. I'm blanking, but let's move on. Okay, number 7. Now, if we have a customer who we have activated, they're getting results, we're retaining them, they're awesome, they love us, now it's time to really be thinking about how do we escalate them. Escalation is the next step, and this is where we're trying to upsell them. Okay, we use this product, this service to solve this problem. Now, you probably have this new problem. So this new product, this other thing, this other service is where you want to graduate to, right? And so we want to have a means for increasing the lifetime value. And again, if we have an upsell or an escalation product, then it makes it much easier to retain them, right? Sometimes it's hard to keep selling the same product to a person because if it really solved the problem, depending on what kind of problem it is, if it's not like dish soap where you need to keep coming back every time to get more dish soap, probably not going to escalate them to like the more powerful soap. But in a lot of businesses, once they use your product or service, they solve the first problem and now they have other problems that they need to solve. They unlock better and better, bigger problems to solve. And that's great for you because you've proved you can deliver a result here with this cheaper product or this less expensive product. And so now they trust you more that this other more expensive service and product can deliver even more value, right? So we have escalation. Next is we want to get the referral. So we can use our customers who are happy with us, and you can insert referral process anywhere in here. This could be after they convert, right after they purchase. This could be right after onboarding. This could be right after activation. Really, referrals is an ongoing process. We want to have a means, a system for reaching out to customers, make sure that they're getting the results that they want, and then when they are, we use that as an opportunity to ask them for referrals. This is a powerful way to make sure that our marketing expenses are not scaling exponentially and getting out of hand. Because as you market more and more, you're trying to get in front of colder and colder traffic, which means your conversion rates are naturally going to dip. But if we can use referrals of the people who are happy and they're retained, and we're even able to escalate them, those referrals come to us free. And so that is a very powerful way to bring down our cost of acquisition. Very, very powerful. And then number 9, the very last step in this process, this business systems audit, is what's our review process? What is our process for getting testimonials? And then how are we using that? And as you look at your business right now, you probably have a issue somewhere in this audit, whether that's with awareness, consideration, conversion, onboarding, activation, escalation, referral, or review. I want you to sit down. I want you to audit your business and say, rank order, give yourself 1 to 5 stars. Where are we in terms of awareness? Where are we in terms of consideration? Where are we in terms of conversion? Start to rank order and figure out where you are weak. Figure out where the bottleneck is. And then let's attack that ruthlessly. If you want some help attacking that ruthlessly, if you want some help identifying which one is your problem, if you want to help figuring out what are the tactics that we can implement to unclog those different constraints, then check out beyondtheapex.com. That is our group coaching program for 6-figure entrepreneurs who are looking to make the jump to 7 and 8 figures and beyond. If that's you, go apply. I would love to work with you and see if there's a way we can help out. If not, then we will point you in the right direction towards some resources that will help you continue growing. So go to beyondtheapex.com, apply for that. Otherwise, keep tuning in to the podcast. We'll catch you tomorrow. But until then, stay hyper-focused, my friend.